On to Shaman, we have Murden, High King. It's a fabled card. This is a cute one. So 5 mana, 3/2. Fabled Rush, Battle Cry. Bring the High King's Hammer to me. Death Rattle, add it to your hand. So when you play Murden, he has this little Kingsbane. So High King's Hammer, 6 mana, 3/4, Wind Fury, Death Rattle, shuffle this into your deck with +2 attack permanently. So it's a Kingsbane with Wind Fury that buffs itself. It's also more expensive. But anyways, what he does when you bring the hammer to him, he becomes a 6/6 with Wind Fury until he dies, and then the weapon goes to your hand. So I don't know, it's just really cute, I think, because we have a lot of weapon tutors and weapon cheaters. So like the sidekick that we talked about earlier for Adesh, like that would be good with this. So we could build a Renathal deck that's whole game plan is just to Wind Fury our opponent a whole bunch of times, and just keep resummoning this over and over again. Muradin tutors it. This is give a friendly character +2 attack, and after it attacks, deal 2 damage to all enemies this turn. So it like works with your weapon, works with something else. It's fine. I think this card's gonna be a lot of fun. Do I think it's gonna be good? I think it's a little hopeful. I think it's like such a Marshy content card. Well, I've played it in the Theorycraft, and the whole time I was just thinking like, give me Renathal and Wild Tools to mess with this. Like, I think it has so much more funny potential in Wild than it does in Standard, but I still don't think it's going to be any, like, I don't think it's going to be a meta relevant thing, but it's going to be really fun to play with. Would the 4/2 pirate that re-equips a weapon be good in that deck? Probably not, because like you want it to infinitely scale, right? It's going to give you a raw one. So if it even gives you one, because like I don't think Kingsbane goes into your res pool. It goes into the deck instead. It's just decent tempo apart from the weapon. Yeah, if the weapon, because it takes the weapon from anywhere, right? Like if it's in your hand, it still takes it. If it's on the field, it still takes it. So I think the only thing would be if your opponent sticky fingered it. Wait, if your opponent sticky fingers this, does it still take it? I don't know. I guess it is pretty solid from a just like a Highlander Shaman standpoint. Like you're saying, just like the 6/6 Wind Fury Rush. I don't think this spell is good. I don't think the spell is worth playing on its own merits. But because someone in chat is saying that like the weapon is bait and the other two things are good. Like I could see how this is just a solid tempo play. This is fine and that's fine, but like this isn't, like this is just consecration, so it's not that good. If you want to sticky fingers it, you uninstall, so I wouldn't worry about it. Oh, okay. I would think you'd have to own the card. Does it hold any other buffs? I imagine not, but yeah, I give it a 2. I think it's like, it's 2. It might be pushing 3 just because it might just be fine in a Highlander Shaman deck, but I don't know. 2. Then we have Farseer Woe, 4 mana 2/6 elusive. After you cast a spell, discover a nature spell from the past. This seemed really powerful to me in the Theorycraft, but I don't know if that means anything. I don't think it's good in Wild. Probably a 1 for Wild. But the fact that it has elusive is really solid. And like we got like ridiculous cheap nature spells, Thunderquake and this one. So like we got a bunch of new good things to play with it. It's unkillable. Yeah. So I'd probably give it a 2, but I think it's going to be stronger in Standard than it is in Wild. I don't really see anything for it in Wild. Instant Multiverse, 6 mana, rewind, summon 12 mana worth of random minions. For 6 mana, rewind, summon 12 mana worth of random minions. I already don't want to play it, but it has Overload 3. Flash of lightning is always lethal. Yeah, maybe. Isn't this like really garbage? Shit from a button. A little bit, I think. Like, isn't this really bad? I don't know. I think it's like the Overload 3 is just the nail in the coffin. I don't know. Like, I could see 6 mana for summon 12 mana worth of random minions being all right, especially with rewind. But then it has Overload 3. So like, so I don't know. It's rough. Stormrook, 5 mana, 5/5 elemental beast. Whenever you would damage this with a nature spell, summon a random 5-cost minion instead. We actually have a bunch of cool wild exclusive 0 mana nature spells, right? Like the lightning bottle of lightning bottle, whatever it's called. I think that one's nature, and zap. Then you add on the 2 from this set. So like, could you just play this on 5 and fill your board with random 5 costs? Could be. Or shock, yeah, exactly. I could almost see it. I'd give it a 2. Like you could run like this this in your Cho deck as like an alternate thing to do with all your cheap nature spells, but to be 5 mana. 5 mana, like in wild we can pay 5 mana, right? Shush. It's just like what does the 5 mana, like 5 mana for fill your board with random 5 cost stuff is a powerful wild thing to do. So it's just like, how reliably can we do that? Not with this thing, but the same idea with the 2-drop. 2-drop gets pretty big, right? So 3 mana, deal 5 damage to a minion. If it survives, draw 2 cards. So, okay, so this is Arcane Intellect, but it's only Arcane Intellect when you have one of your spell damage absorbers out, if you want to, but it's otherwise just 3 mana. It's otherwise a kill spell. If this was 3 for deal 5 damage to a minion or draw 2 cards, I would say it's a really solid card. But it's like, to get that or, you have like, things have to be so conditional. So like, even when you want to draw 2 with it, you're oftentimes not going to be able to. Seems pretty bad, even in a deck with this thing in it, because like all that extra effort just to draw 2. Well, okay, so this thing or the other ones, all right. Because then you activate the effect and draw 2 cards. Okay, so maybe it goes in those decks. I don't know. All right, here's the good one, I guess. So 2 mana, 1/4 elemental, taunt. Whenever you would damage this with a nature spell, it gains +2/+1 instead. But is it really that much better? It's cheaper, but like, you do this and you have a bunch of tempo. You do this and you have one thing that gets, you know, Shadow Word Death from Zephrys. I don't know, I'd give it a 2. I think I give the whole package a 2. It's like, I had a really hard time having fun with this in the Theorycraft, in part because I was trying to do the Murden thing. But like in Wild, you have so much more tools for it. So like, I do think that we could get a good Marshy video out of this package, but I don't know that it's gonna, like, I don't have high confidence that we can build something that's like really meta relevant built on it. Dies to Zephrys, really? Defend that statement. What do you mean by what you just said? All right, so Thunderquake, 2 mana, deal 1 damage to all minions, get a static shock. This is a static shock, so deal 1 damage to a minion, give your hero +1 attack this turn. This is just really good, right? Just like a really strong card. Like, as an argument, it could be against any card. Yes, but this one requires you to invest multiple cards into it that easily dies to a removal spell, is the point. Right? Yes, any card can just die to Zephrys. But like, most cards only cost themselves. This requires itself plus you to build your deck around it and invest a bunch of cards in it for it to be huge. Do you understand the difference now? I think this is really good. So it's 2 mana for deal 1 damage and then get a good card, right? I don't know. Maybe it seemed really strong in the Theorycraft when I was playing it. But you know, that's the Theorycraft. But I think it's 2 nature spells. The first one is like not as good, but it gives the second one costs 0. So things that care about you casting spells or casting nature spells get to double dip on this. I give it a 3. I think it's going to pop up somewhere. Then we have Primordial Overseer. So it's a 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry, if you cast a nature spell while holding this, gain +1/+1 and draw a card. So it's a totem golem that draws you a card. I don't know what deck wants to it's like Tiny Knight kind of, but like Tiny Knight is not that good. All right, it's a card that goes in a deck that happens to have synergy with it, and it needs 30 cards, so it plays it. But like with Tiny Knight, you discard something random from your hand, and you get the benefit of that discarding, like separate from the Tiny Knight that already has value. And then everything else, like the Maleximps on your board, are also going to benefit from that. But like if you're dumping a bunch of stuff into just this, like a lot of the time your lightning in the bottle is only going to buff this thing by +2/+1. It's not like you discarded a Soul Barrage and got to deal 6 damage to your opponent's face and then also get +2/+1. And it's not like you get to summon a 2/5 taunt or a 3/4 and also get +2/+1. So like even in that scenario, Tiny Knight is like the 29th and 30th card in the deck. So I don't know. I don't really see it, but maybe. I don't know. I think it's worth trying, but I don't know that it's gonna actually pan out very well. I don't think this is very good. Just because like I don't think you're gonna activate it on curve that often. But if you could, I think it would be very good, because 2 mana 3/4 draw card is certainly quite good. Then we have Lightning Rod. 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a friendly minion to deal 4 damage to a random enemy minion. It would just go, well, 4 damage to a random enemy minion is so bad. I guess it would go in the damage your own stuff deck, maybe. But isn't it really bad? Static Shock I think is good. Is it generically good though? Maybe it isn't. Maybe only the other one's good. Maybe the other one isn't even good. Because like, are you really going to add this to your deck? Because it comes down to 0 mana, deal 2 damage to an enemy minion, but take that minion's attack to your face. So I think you have to care about nature spells or about damaging your own stuff for this to be good. Maybe I'm less high on this one. Let me reevaluate the other one. So 2 damage, deal 1 damage to all minions, get a shock. So it's kind of like different man the cannons, right? But okay, so this one is a nature spell that gives you a free nature spell, and they're both fine. So I think this one is good at least. This one, I think you have to care more about wanting to damage. Like, I think you have to care about these minions. So maybe I'll give this one a 2 and the other one a 3. Yeah. Oh, on to Warlock. Hold on a moment. All right. On to Warlock. Here we have the coolest card in the whole set. It's Fabled Bajillion. So I guess the other ones all give you 2, and this one gives you 10. So 10 mana, 10/10, Fabled plus. Your deck size is 40, but has 10 Rafams. Battlecry, if you played the rest, destroy the enemy hero. 9 actually? What do you mean? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yes. But yeah, so all the Rafams do different things. This one is draw a Rafam on a death rattle. This one is give your Rafams in hand +2/+2. This one makes your next Rafam cost 3 less. By the way, I don't know if this cares about the name Rafam or being being one of this group of Rafams. Does anyone know? Does it discount the other ones? But it doesn't. I know they wouldn't count for the 10 cost minion. Like, it doesn't say play 10 Rafams, it says play the rest. So if anything, I think it would make him require you to play more of them. But this one does not discount the original Rafams. Is that true? It works for all Rafams, even the ones that aren't attached to this, because that's kind of cute. I don't know how cute, but kind of cute. Either way, I think that's one of the better ones. Then we have discover a Rafam from your deck. Also good. This one, I love this art. Like, look how hard Rafam looks in this picture. So 5 mana, 5/5, Battlecry, gain 5 armor. If you control another Rafam, gain 5 more. So if you control a second Rafam, which I think is not hard considering these ones are cheap and this one discounts, you're oftentimes going to gain 10 armor with this, which is sick. Then Calamitous Rafam, 6 mana, 6/6, deal 6 damage to all minions that aren't Rafam. I think 6 mana, 6/6, deal 6 damage to all other minions is ridiculous. I think this card is nuts. Nuts, fine, good, meh, good. Then this one, 7 mana, 7/7, taunt, Mind Flayer Rafam. If you're holding another Rafam, summon a copy. So if you've green Rafamed this, you get 2 9/9s. But either way, you know, if you're holding another Rafam, you get this would be the reason to run the other Rafams, just to make this more reliable. But like, you don't act like it's not actually worth doing. But yeah, so if you're holding another Rafam, summon a copy of this. It's pretty good. It's like Twin Emperors. The Murloc Rafam curve goes insane. Yeah, actually, what, man, if you played this one into this one, that'd be pretty nutty. But yeah, this is like the Twin Emperors. So you have the Twin Emperors, and you have what's a 7-cost Cthulhu Shield Maiden? I don't know. It's kind of like Cthulhu Druid in a few, and it's kind of like Cthulhu decks in a few ways. You get Cthulhu the Shattered, you get original Cthulhu. Then Giant Rafam, so it's an 8 mana 8/8, and it costs 1 less. It has Rush, and it costs 1 less for each Rafam you played this game. And then, so that one's pretty good just because eventually it becomes cheap. And this one is really nutty. So 9 for 9/9, Battlecry, transform all minions that aren't Rafam into 1/1 cheap. Nutty. And the sheeps are Bafam. So I don't know. I love this. I did manage to pull it off in the Theorycraft once, like play all of them, but they were just good otherwise. Like a lot of these are just really solid tempo plays, so it didn't feel bad to have to play so many of them. But like both mechanically and the theme of Rafam summoning all of his like other dimension selves to be an army is just like huge flavor positive. I don't know. I love it. Does he have a start of game animation? I don't think so, because they're just kind of in your deck. I think the biggest downside of this deck is that it's going to suck to play the mirror. Is it? You don't get 40 health? You do not. You only get 40 deck size. How mad do you get when one gets disrupted? I would put in something like Sargeras and have a backup win condition. Just run like Highlander control Warlock with Rafams in it. So it would make me sad when I couldn't pull it off, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. All right. So I think Rafam is probably a 2. Like I don't think it's a good card in Wild, but I think it's definitely Marshy videos worth. We're gonna get like 1,000 videos of me playing this. You'll see. Chronogore, 6 mana, 6/7 dragon. You battle cry, you draw your 2 highest cost cards, and your opponent draws your 2 lowest cost cards. I don't think this is good. It's meant to go with the shreds, I think, but like, so 6 mana, 6/7, draw your 2 highest cost cards. Would I play that? Is there any like 2 highest cost cards combo that I'd want to play with Chronogore? And like we're not playing Polkelt to do anything, right? Like we're not playing Polkelt and Warlock to do anything cute right now, and that's as good, slightly worse, slightly better than this. So I don't know. I don't see this in Wild. There would have to be like 2 highest cost cards that win the game, and this doesn't do that. Guess we could use Ceaseless Expanse and something. I don't know. Give them Corrupted Blood. Anti-Plague Technology. Yeah, so this is a 1. We have Divergence. 5 mana. Split a random minion in your hand into 2 halves. I guess it's another way to allow you to play Sargeras on 6, but I don't think that's worth it. Split a random. Yeah. If it's like, I guess if it was like discover a card in your hand. I couldn't find the source for it not working for the Wild Rafam, so I have to need to test it out. About Rafam, the older versions also count. I don't know for sure. Five mana pass. Yeah, I think this would have to be like split the highest cost minion in your hand, or discover a minion in your hand and split it for it to be anything. But yeah, I guess it's nothing, right? Just because it's random. Bygone Doomspeaker, 3 mana, 3/3, rewind, battle cry. Both players discard a random card. All right, so in Discard Warlock, it's like you get 2 shots at discarding something impactful from your own hands, and with the upside of also discarding one of your opponent's cards. but it's also a 3 mana 3/3, and our discard things are already good. So I'm not convinced. But outside of discard Warlock, like, I don't know that it's better Dirty Rat. It's different Dirty Rat. Because, like, Dirty Rat specifically hits minions. It's never going to miss your opponent's win condition and instead hit a removal spell. Whereas this can do that. But this one can hit important spells too, which is negative and positive, but you get 2 chances. If you don't like the reward, like if you play it and it destroys your own win condition, you can go again. But also, if you just need to destroy your opponent's Dungar to win the game, you get 2 chances. So I could see it in either. I could see it in neither. I think it has a possibility to be good in discard Warlock. I think it has a possibility to be good in Tech W decks. If you split Ceaseless at like 80 cost, it splits into 40/40. Effect is triggered. If you play 40 cards already, it's insta-0 afterwards. Yeah, and like if you can hit Ceaseless with the other one, it's pretty good, but you won't always, like, that's why I'm saying, like, if it was highest cost minion, it would be good, the last card. I mean, removing their board clear is also perfectly fine if you play it early, depending on what type of deck you're playing. I don't think it's impactful if you're a 40 card slot pile and you're hitting like Lightning Storm or Defile with this. That's not impactful. No. No matter when you play it, that doesn't matter in those matchups. I'm saying, like, you're playing a card like this specifically to target your opponent's win condition against decks where they need very specific things to win. And what's nice about this is you have 2 chances. You can play it, and if it misses, you can rewind and try again. So I could see it. Does rewind guarantee a different card? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure I saw the same outcome twice with a rewind effect. I also think if this is going in disco and you hit barrage that clears stuff, then rewind, your game will crash. Really? Yeah, I could see it. We'll see. I'm gonna give this a tentative 3 because I think there are so many places where it has possibilities, but it's a soft 3. I'm not sure that it'll be good. Fatebreaker, 4 mana 4/4 lifesteal, cast a shred of time from your deck to gain +3/+3. Let's find a shred thing. So 1 mana, give your minions +1/+1, shuffle 2 shreds of time into your deck. These are the shreds. So they deal 3 damage to your hero. So you have to be running shreds. I'm gonna give this a 2 just because I think shred questline Warlock is definitely gonna be worth a video. The shreds. I think this is bad though. So it's a 4 mana 7/7 lifesteal, which is just meh. Like we have like 2 mana 8/8 lifesteal and a 3/2. So just shreds, you say? Yeah. I think it's pretty bad. The cards that give shred, you think they're good? I don't think so. I'm a doubter. But yeah, I'll give this a 2 because I think I'm going to build. I think it's going to be worth a video. Like, it's good enough for a video. I don't think it's good enough for meta. Rafam ladder. So the Rafams are on top of each other. Look at that slime Rafam. That's gross. Is that a Rafam that like almost was, or is that like the green one and it's melting? So draw 3 cards of different costs. I'd run it in the Rafam deck, right? 4 mana, draw 3. Actually, I'm not sure. I'll give it a 2, but I'm not sure it's actually that good. So 1 mana, give your minions +1/+1, and you put 2 shreds in your deck. I wouldn't run that in Questline Warlock. Would you guys run this in Questline Warlock? Really? Like, I feel like I'd run this in Discard Warlock before I'd run it in Questline. Cute Lock, perhaps? Disco? Okay. Yeah, sure. Potential Cute Lock applications will award it 1/2. So this is a 2, I guess. Then we have Ruinous Villa. So 5 mana 5/5 Rush Dragon. You cast a shred from you. Oh, it's cast a shred, not consume a shred. Oh my! You still take the damage. You still you don't draw the card, do you? When you like. Oh, you don't draw the card. Oh. Oh no. All right, no thank you. Gross. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2 because I think it'll be a funny video. So this is the one that has some potential. So 2 mana, deal 6 damage, split among all enemies, shuffle 2 shreds into your deck. So 2 mana, deal 6 damage to all enemies. We are playing Soul Barrage, which has the same benefit, but like it's 0 mana that we use to mitigate the downside of other cards, right? I don't know. I don't see this. People are saying this is good. I'm not into it. Pack it up's Tachyon Barrage, strongest card ever printed. Oh yeah? You think so? Two mana Fireball. I don't know. Like maybe in discard Warlock. I'm not high on it. Merchant Barrage is better, but it also requires you to draw 2 cards to do it. But I don't have to Merchant Barrage. I can do other things. There are a ton of discard cards in the deck. The Barrage is gonna get discarded for free. Merchant Barrage is just the best thing to do with it because it gives you more things to discard with your discard cards. This is just like 2 mana Soul Barrage that doesn't, like, when it gets discarded, does nothing. I'm not convinced this goes in discard Warlock. I think it's a lot worse than Soul Barrage. It's not super comparable, but it might be fine enough. Like I could see, like, I don't think Tiny Knight is good at all. I could see this being better than Tiny Knight, just like an extra bit of burst damage to like push. I could see it. But I'm not that excited about it. It makes fracking better, doesn't it? No, it doesn't make it better. Fracking potentially mitigates some of this. Anyway, Phoenix Warlock that's just like Disco with some burn will be tier 0. True. All right, then we have Twilight Time Hopper, 2 mana 4/4, shuffle 2 shreds. How good is a 2 mana 4/4? I wish this was out years ago for Even Warlock. There was a time when Even Warlock was just one decent dragon away from being able to run Nether Breath, and this would have been perfectly fine for that deck because the 3 damage helps you get down Molten Giants as far as like a justification for that effect being somewhat positive. But 2 for 4/4 was also better back then. But this is years ago, like 2019, that it needed this. So, yeah. 2. I guess I'll give that a 3. I'll 2. Warlock got like the coolest card ever printed, and then it got like some potentially interesting things, but like they're very specific. So I don't know. It didn't need to get 9 other interesting cards though. It got plenty of interesting all in that one. So I'm happy. On to Warrior, final class. We have Logosh, the Blood Fighter. So 7 mana 7/7, Fabled, Brush, Death Rattle. Summon a Blood Fighter from your hand. It gets +5/+5 and attacks a random enemy. By the way, this is the first Fabled card that like doesn't do anything for me. First of all, we have the Rogue Hero as a Warrior card. I get why. There's like a lore thing happening here, but we have Varisa, and it's also we have a Druid in our Warrior deck. But the fact that this is the like Rogue Hero and the Warrior got the card is funny. So 7 mana 7/7. This is like there's a book where Varian has lost his memory and he's like a gladiator for the Horde. And they call him Logosh. And at some point in the book, he teams up with Brol and Valera, and they escape. So that's the reference happening here. So he's 7 mana 7/7 Fabled, Rush, Death Rattle, summon a Bloodfighter from your hand. It gains +5/+5 and attacks a random enemy. So these are the Blood Fighters. For his Death Rattle trigger, one of these have to be in your hand. So like if it was hand or deck, sure, but like you have to have drawn these already for them to be, for the Death Rattles to trigger, and the third Death Rattle won't trigger because it won't be in your hand. Anyways, so this one is Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a Bloodfighter from your hand, give it +5/+5 and taunt. And this one is Elusive, same thing. So summon a Bloodfighter from your hand, it gains +5/+5 and elusive. So the upside is if you have one of them, you know, your opponent has to get through all of this before you stop getting free minions. But I don't know, I think it's so clunky. And like the fact that they're not good individually, like everything else is like good by themselves, better together, and this is just kind of like only good together, and even then, is it that good? I don't know. I want to give it a 1. Like I don't think it's even exciting for a video. I think it's just whatever. Chrono Lord Epoch, 6 mana 7/5 dragon, destroy all minions your opponent played last turn. Isn't this just fine? Can I just put this in Highlander Warrior? This thing's fine. You clear your opponent's board, they redevelop, you play this. Destroys it all. Easy peasy. I give it a 3. Just toss it in Highlander Warrior. It's also dragon, which might matter. Played not summoned though? Oh. That actually might be important. I will give it a soft 3 or a high 2. Gladiator Combat, 5 mana, summon a random minion from your deck, summon a 5/5 tiger with stealth from your opponent. What is a random minion from our deck that would be important enough to get out, that we would run no other minions and also give our opponent a tiger? Oh yeah, just all you can eat. And I was thinking about like activating other dragon cards, but it's all you can eat and curator. The fact that it's a board clear that you draw with curator actually is pretty intriguing. I might upgrade it to a 3. I'm in. I can't like, I think this is a 1. There would have to be something like important enough, or like a pile of things, like it's a big, it's like the worst big shaman card I've ever seen. I don't know. This is butt, right? For 1 more mana, you cannot give your opponent a tiger. Is 1 mana worth giving your opponent a tiger? I don't think so. Alright, so I'm gonna give this a 1. Heir of Hereafter, 5 mana 2/6 dragon, taunt, gain +2/+2 for each damaged minion. This feels like a 2017 level combo of like Whirlwind plus this on 6. I'm gonna give this a 1. Undefeated Champion, 8 mana 13 13 rush, battlecry, fill your opponent's board with random 1-cost minions. You know what class needed this? Paladin. Imagine if Paladin got this. Play this on 8, you get a 13/13 with rush, but also you clear your opponent's board with prismatic beam. But yeah, it's a 1. Stadium Announcer, 4 mana 3/3 dragon, rewind, both players equip a random weapon, give yours +1/+1. I think this sucks because you have to consider rewinding on both ends. Like you could get a really good weapon and want to keep it, but your opponent got one that's way too good, so you have to rewind it. or the reverse can happen. You know, like your opponent got something but you also got something but, so it's like I don't want to have something stupid. Oh, it's 4 mana too. I was processing this as a 3 mana 3/3. This is horrible, isn't it? Awful card. 1. All right, 2 mana. Your opponent's cards cost 1 more next turn. What do you guys think? Who's in? Who's out? So if this was neutral, I can think of one deck that would play it. Call to Arms would play it, I think. It likes stuff like this. But I think it's worse than the 2 Paladin already has access to. Like, what are we playing it in? Card is too slow. Everyone says that. It doesn't mean anything. But I do think it's inefficient. I don't think it does enough for its mana cost. I think it's worse than just Neophyte. The thing is, like, it hits both types. It hits all types. So you can play it and... you're, instead of like I think this is at its most powerful against like a Renathal deck, right? Because they want to play their best on curve thing and you make them play a not on curve thing, but then like I don't know. I think it's pretty bad. I'm not excited about it. I kind of like it for Bastard Warrior over Neophyte because Neophyte gets in the way of your minion tutors. You just drop it after developing a board and maybe they can't answer it. Yeah, maybe, but it's only 1. So I feel like, especially in that situation, like if you're trying to protect a board, you really want to protect it against spells more often than minions, in which case Neophyte is better because you get a 3/2. But preventing Reno on 8 is an upside. It's true. I don't know. I think it's a 1 because I think it's going to be like Call to the Stand. It seems like the type of thing that like doesn't fit any current warrior deck. So not like Call to the Stand. Call to Stand, I was going to make the point that like it seems better, it seems good because warrior hasn't had something like that before, and now it does, so it's kind of interesting disruption. But then you play with it and you're like, this doesn't actually do anything. But this actually seems like the type of thing where like warrior just doesn't have a deck that likes this right now, and after years and years and years pass, eventually warrior's gonna have like a dump everything out early deck and then play this and it'll be good, you know. So I think at least not for now. It kind of reminds me of Rebuke in that way, you know, like Rebuke was a terrible, like no use case card for forever, and it was like 2 years ago people started playing Rebuke and things like Call to Arms. So yeah, I give it a 1 for now, maybe a 2. For Glory, 5 mana, draw 2 cards, cost 1 less for each minion your opponent controls. Oh my goodness, the Wombo chat. Oh my goodness, absolutely disgusting card. Aside from that, I actually think this is pretty good, right? Like against aggro decks, you're just gonna get to play this for a 0. I think we have better cards though, because like this one depends on things your opponent does, but we can use Cutting Class and Phoenix Butt and like have control over how it gets discounted ourselves. So I don't know, I'd probably give it a 2. I think it's a niche card, but it could pop up somewhere. Precursory Strike, 2 mana, deal 3 damage if you're holding a minion that costs 5 or more, draw a minion. So deal 3 damage. If you're holding a minion that costs 5 or more, draw a minion. It's like a Highlander card. You're probably going to get to draw a minion off of this, in which case it's good. Like deal 3 damage, draw a minion is good, right? So if this said holding a dragon, I would be less excited about it, but it's holding a 5 cost or more minion, so probably good in Highlander. Unleash the Crocolus, 1 mana, gain 10 armor, summon 2/2/3 beasts for your opponent. It's just 2 crocs. This is really strong in Odin decks. Like, this is better than so like think about it like this. So yes, it's 1 mana Pyroblast for Odin, but it's also 1 mana Buckler the turn you're going to shatter. So like the downside is just gone. It has multiple synergies in the Odin deck. So I think in that deck specifically, this is going to be a really good wild card. Yeah, no notes. You put in the ETC and even, but I think this is a really good reason not to run even in that deck. I know that you have other reasons, like you can run the risky skipper package, but like, this just makes shatter better. So like in a deck that runs doubles, I don't know that I would want to run this in a Highlander one because it's not as good. Like it's a shatter activator. It's a better shatter activator. Do you ever cut Frozen Buckler for this? Honestly, like not in an Odin deck. In an Odin deck, you'd run 2. You'd run them all. But if you're just running a non-Odin control warrior deck that runs shatter, this is just better than Buckler, right? You can put it in the ETC in Highlander. I think if you wanted like a Highlander ETC one specifically for shatter, you'd probably run this over Buckler. But yeah. Why not run both? Because you don't need that many. I don't know. Depends on what you're playing. I guess if you have room for both. But I think if you're running both, you're just running Odin, because like why wouldn't you? I was saying like Odin aside, this is now the better one, isn't it? Anyway, like I don't know, this is a 3-star card. It's definitely going to be a playable card. It's also like it's 1 mana, so you get to like play it the turn that you would play a board clear anyway, right? Like say you play a spell on 2 against aggro, you can then play this and Aftershocks on 3. It's just good. This is just a really good card, like better than I thought it was up until just now thinking about it. I've given this more thought now than I have all the way up until, right, like with Sanitize and stuff. Like it's just good. It does activate Sanitize. Yeah. It's not even just like you get the free armor, but like it makes Sanitize better. This is just like the nuts. Yeah, I think the Even Warrior is now officially stupid because he can't run this, and this is really good. It's a 4. You think this is meta defining? I think it's 3. I think it's a good card. I don't think that like Warrior is suddenly going to be like something that's like, you know, the top of the meta. I think it's a 3. God Warrior stocks out just nerf Odin again. True.